Hey everyone, my name is Simpsy. How you all doing? Oh, welcome back to some more Crusader Kings III here today on the channel. We're going to be playing as Edward Longshanks, which sounds more like a pirate nickname than a King of England. Anyway, there's two start dates we can choose from. We're going to go one a little bit earlier. So we're going to be starting as King Edward Longshanks, who is 46 years of age. Longshanks. Is it Age of Empires where they talk about him? Yeah, it must be that like original campaign. King Edward Longshanks. That's what I remember. Okay. So here today we're going to be the Hammer of the Scots, obviously. This is continuing on from our King John series and playing as, of course, Richard the Lionheart. Got a bunch of children all married off. There might be some more children there we can get more political alliances from. So in this timeline, King John is my grandfather. Interesting. Henry was my father, and we can actually start at a different time period where Robert the Bruce is ruling Scotland, but I just thought it would be harder starting in this time period, and also there's a chance that he might die quite quickly in his 60, starting at 61. Pretty gallant commander, so let's go with the chivalry focus. Okay, and let's look to build up the military, but it looks incredibly more competent than John's. We can even pass High Crown Authority too, with 2 approvals. So let's look to do that. 7,000 levies. Oh, nice. And we've actually got holdings where we can station these knights. And then we'll look to bring all of Ireland fully under our control. Oh, and we do have the teeniest bit of French territory down there in Aquitaine. Okay, let's try and reappoint our small council, or just council, because we're playing vanilla CK3. And we can make things a lot better. Yeah, look at that. That's fantastic. Okay, so I can arrange a marriage internationally with Princess Mary, who's 7, and we'll be able to bring the Portuguese in. Sure. Let's continue to strengthen our military alliances, and we've got Edward here too, and we'll try and match the age if we can. A little bit unsure. I do like how it does show the various cadet branches on the left hand side of the tree there. An additional 2,000 there. We should be okay going against the Scots, but you never know, there could be a Lancaster civil war, or as tradition there will be a war with the French. I don't think I usually have just been going down university, because that seems to be the best. Having my children more enlightened and learned. Okay, so let's continue to set this up. Those alliances are going to now flow in. Perfect. Okay, yeah, so we've got that tiny little bit there in Aquitaine. I suppose we make plans and preparations to go against the French. I would like to go against the Scots and the Irish too. So we've got Alexander of Scotland. We could look to bring them under our control. I'm sure Robert the Bruce won't be happy. So war with the Scots. Let's march north. 43 command. Wow. Oh, and there is a holy war coming too. So hopefully we can wrap this war against the Scots up quickly before Edward will have to go on crusade like his forebears. Okay. We've intercepted the Scottish king on the field of battle. 30 command, though. King Alexander of Scotland. Roman Catholic and Scots. It is interesting that Scots is, yeah, Western Germanic heritage here. Nice. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. We've just captured the Scottish king. I could get rid of him. And then I think it goes to like 50% from memory. Or does it debug the war? Makes it null and void. Having a... Oh, okay. Hang on. The heir of Scotland is a Norwegian girl. Oh, we absolutely don't want that. If that's the case, we want them to be our subject. The last thing is we want is a Norwegian horde back up in the Alps. Oh, yeah, because Shetland and... There's other islands up there. Interesting. So, We've agreed to free Alexander, but I would have liked to hammer him, I guess. We brought out the trebuchets. Bring the wolfsbane! Look, I actually didn't mind that Netflix adaptation, The King, with Chris Pine and was it Glenn Cleofoy or whatever his name? The guy who plays Stannis Baratheon. I think he was King Edward. That'd be very funny if Stannis was used as the model. Like, they've already got it. Might as well. Look, yeah, as long as we can get good historical adaptations, or just like, back then I was like, we just need more of them. The more we can get, the better. But I haven't seen that Napoleon movie now, and I really don't plan to. And I skipped... No, actually, no, I have seen parts of it on a plane. Same with Gladiator 2. I skipped through that. That looked terrible. The boring stuff, but jeez, when I was, like, stuck on a plane. Yeah, 2 movies I wouldn't recommend. Okay, so we can't do that, Irish War. Luckily, we were able to capitulate the Scots then and bring them under our control, but now we're going back down to Andalusia, to deal with the Moops, the Moors. The Pope has called an additional crusade. Oh, Emperor Philip the Fair, 18, rules France as Emperor. Interesting. Taking the Charlemagne title. Yeah, so if we attack, we're not going to be able to take it because we're meant to be pouring all our military forces focus against the Moors. So let's go and do that. Let's raise the army. Oh, nice. He's actually wearing a black and white surcoat of embroidered with the nice hospitaller. Interesting. So the Ayyubids don't control that. And it's actually a lot of North African territory too. So let's head down to North Africa. I suppose it would be quite fitting for the English to land in Gibraltar and try and seize the ancient castle. Maybe we can get a claim later at this date. Okay. Or earlier at this date. Use it for later. Alright, so we've landed now in Hanja. In antiquity, it was ruled by the Gaetulian tribes. So, let's continue to take this from them more. Oh my god, we're losing. Oh, we only just won that there. That was very violently swinging back and forth. Yikes. I'm afraid Longshanks nearly lost that one. Yeah, it does sound like more of a name with a pirate with a peg leg or something. He wants to give me a title for gold. Rodri Griffith Merondi. Welsh. Rodri. Sure. I'll take a title. Give it to one of my sons. Alright. Pushed back over to the Iberian Peninsula now. We want to bring Gibraltar, the ancient rock, under our control. Don't want to go too far away, because the last time I was crusading with Richard in Spain, the French surprise attacked me. For no good reason. Okay, the Crusaders are doing well. He's becoming a Crusader King. King Edward Longshanks. I do quite like that the English kings, when you change the start dates to, they all sort of similar, and faction leaders, they all similarly have like close similar abilities and traits and retinue and stuff, all coming from William the Conqueror. Like, you can definitely tell that he is their descendants. Even though it gets watered down a bit. Nice, we are victorious. Oh, wow. And Andalusia, the Peach Kingdom, is now being carved out there. So it looks like Iberia has been reconquered. The Reconquista has now occurred. Nice, and we can flow all this money into our military too. A new kingdom. Oh, this is my cousin, Richard of the Holy Roman Empire. He's been gifted Andalusia. I can actually play as him. A new kingdom has arrived. I wonder what type of ruler he will be. It's time to focus back on my realm. Yeah, so this is cool that, like, you could save from this point and play as a newly formed kingdom with this story. That's cool. We fought for this claim. Yeah, so my cousin, we share a grandfather. Damn, his grandfather is an English Plantagenet, and then the other one's the bloody leader of the HRE, the Holy Roman Empire. They're not so holy, they're not so Roman, and not so empire, I suppose. Yeah, of Cornwall, of that cadet branch. Yeah, nice. Okay, so now we can go after the Irish and bring all of it fully under English occupation. Let's say. Let's move it actually to Ireland. Let's move it to Ulster. Get the Ulster Scots to help us out. Funnily enough. Right. Nice. And bang, 50% there. And let's... Oh, hang on. Bring out the wolf catapult. Just to speed things up. Bang. Nice. Look at that. And we'll bring a hostage to secure their loyalty. Oh no, they're just going to straight up refuse all of it. Understandable. I don't blame them. So let's enforce our demands there. Replenish and repair and build back up. And we'll look to go against France. But I guess it's the 1400s now. So, oh no, we're pushing into the 1300s. We're going to be dealing with the Frankia. Okay, so the Habsburgs are now a thing. Still continuing to build up our military as we make plans and preparations to go against the French. So we're starting to see Lancasters in the tree too. So hopefully we'll have the War of the Roses at some point. Are we ready to go against them? I think so. 40,000 to their 24,000. It's actually growing quite a bit numerically too as we go through the hundreds. Yeah. So let's call our allies in and make an attempt to bring Philip of the French under our control. Let's call everyone in. Edward Longshanks. Taken Scotland, Ireland. Was a crucial and massive part in the Crusades in Andalusia. And now, hopefully, can take this. Okay, so they're bringing in Naples. Oh, the French do have some allies here, but we've got some allies of our own. We're rallying our forces here in Aquitaine, in Bordeaux. And we've even got Sicily helping us out. Okay, so this is turning into a quite sizable regional war. Okay. And yeah, they've got a lot of allies too. Alright, let's start things off with trying to intercept the French army. These allies are naught but malice. There's no point of diving into that. Alright, let's try and have our first battle here. It looks like it's not going to occur in French territory. It's going to be occurring in Iberia. Oh, hang on, there's too many there. Oh, 17,000. Come on, I'll just give it a little bit longer so we can rally up. We can get those to split away. Nice, they're distracted. Okay, good. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. We've captured the French king. And we can end the war. Oh, okay. The thing is, he is the emperor. Can I want him to be, like, brought before me in the Game of Thrones mod. We'll definitely put him in the dungeon so he can't move. But I guess I've got a decision to make. Do I want a babe king ruling? Look, what I'm going to do is I should be able to be brought before... I'd love to revoke his title, but that's just not how it's going to work. I will execute the Emperor Philip, who's 24. He's got so many alliances. I will get rid of him. And hopefully that doesn't make the war null and void. If it does, which happens in the Game of Thrones mod quite a bit, we'll just go again. No, it cut it to 50%. Oh, this is much more advantageous to us because we're going to be able to continue the war. But now there is a boy king in charge, and it's under a puppet regency. And we've got rid of the uniting emperor, and he would have had military alliances with his siblings too. So it's gone down to 50%. Yeah, look at that. I think it's cut the alliances down massively. It was a very smart play to do. So we are now still fighting the French under a regency, but now there's a boy king. And let's push to try and take that territory, yeah. Because what we didn't want was the Norwegians to take Scotland. Sometimes it can be advantageous. Yeah, so normally in the Game of Thrones mod, it just makes the wars null and void, which is annoying, and I don't necessarily know why. Because there would be people in his cabinet fighting on behalf of the boy king still. I can't believe that. Edward Longshanks down in Zaragoza routs and rounds up the French king. The man who passes the sentence should swing the sword. Pulls out his big long shanks between his pants. Whoosh! Cuts him in half. With his sword, obviously. Okay. Probably going to be able to wrap up them here. They're not going to be able to hold much longer. We are just running them down with our French allies. Unfortunately, you've escaped. Damn. England is in such a strong position. And that's it. The boy king is going to submit. And I'm sure there's going to be someone paying huge war contributions to us now. Perfect. And now we've had a bit longer of a run with Longshanks. Yeah, I recommend starting in this earlier time period. So, the Emperor of France has now come and bent the knee to the English king. Who would have thought? How fantastic is that? Well, unfortunately, I've got to wrap things up here. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed the Longshanks video. It was a fun one. War in Scotland, briefly. We got pretty lucky in those wars. Dealt with the French Emperor and have made Andalusia a kingdom down in Spain. But make sure to take care of yourselves. Have a fantastic rest of your day. My name has been Simpsy. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much.